Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're out the range to have a little bit of fun with a gun I just finally got set up. You know, when you're dealing with NFA items, it takes a long time for paperwork to come back, and finally got the paperwork back on my Mist 22 Ruger 1022 barrel. And you'll notice that I now have a Ruger 1022 in a Magpul X22 backpacker stock. I have a primary arms red dot sight. It's mounted using the Magpul sight base. This is also available for Magpul, so the stock and the sight base. The sight base actually replaces the locking mechanism for the Ruger Takedown 1022, which this is what the rifle is obviously based on. So let me show you how to set this thing up. I would carry this around in a backpack just like this. Inside the stock, you have a little hinged compartment. You have 3 10-round magazines, which is really cool. I mean, this is just a well thought out stock. I mean, I really am enjoying this stock. I've only had it for a few days, and I've been shooting it just a little bit. This is probably the second or third time I've shot it. But so that it holds those extra magazines in there to get your barrel off and onto the gun. You're going to want to have your bolt locked to the rear, and just don't drop it. Pinch right here and pull, and your barrel comes out. You'll notice there's a rubber piece right here that holds the barrel itself and is flexible, so when it locks into place, it's very easy to do. So you just pinch and pull, and the barrel comes out. Now all you have to do is take the barrel, stick it into the rifle, twist and turn, it locks into place. Grab a magazine out of your stock, put it into the rifle, charge the rifle, and now you can shoot. Now I'm going to shoot some steel plates. That gives you an idea just how quiet this thing is. Now I have metered the Mist 22 barrel. It's really, really quiet. And we'll do some more testing with it on the sound meter. I'm going to drop that empty magazine out. I'm going to put it back into the stock. And it has its own little special way that it goes in. Grab another magazine out. Close her up. Go ahead and charge the weapon one more time. And shoot another 10 rounds. We're shooting a mixture of ammunition out here today. We're shooting some subsonics, and we're also shooting some, supersonic loads, but they both are safe to the shooter's ear. So the gun is really, really quiet. I don't know how well that's going to translate to the microphone, but the gun is insanely quiet. I'm going to shoot some steel plates. So that's it, guys. That's the 1022 takedown rifle and the Magpul X22 stock. To take it apart, all you have to do is lock your bolt to the rear, all right? And you do that by pulling the bolt to the rear if you're used to your Ruger 1022 and just pushing on this little button, and that'll lock the bolt to the rear. You have a large magazine release right there. Get your bolt locked to the rear, grab the gun, pull up on this lever with your index finger, twist and pull, and now all you have to do is just set your barrel into the chassis system, and now you have something that is very small, portable, lightweight, and probably, in my opinion, one of the best backpacking 22s on the market. So let's take a closer look at the Gemtech Mist. We'll show you how that works. It's a monocore baffle system I want to show you guys, and then we're just going to screw around and have some fun with the rifle today. Now when I say it's a backpack gun, I really mean that. Right now I'm wearing a Hazard 4 backpack. And this is the backpack that I took with me to the NRA show. If you saw me at the NRA show, I was walking around with this backpack on. I had a whole bunch of stuff in it, water, Cliff Bars, stuff like that. And I also had a BCM AR-15 broken down in the backpack that I always like to keep with me. I didn't want to leave it in the hotel or in the Jeep, so I just took my gun with me to the show. But you can easily fit, I mean, look how empty. The AR-15 completely filled this bag up. I have the Magpul stocked Ruger in here right now, and you can see just how little room it's taking up. It leaves me with a lot more space to put other things than just a gun in the backpack. It's that tiny. It is really, really small and lightweight. The Mist is a very lightweight suppressor. So now what we've done, we were shooting some supers. We were kind of mixing the ammunition up just to see what the Ruger liked. Really, the Ruger 1022 is absolutely an American classic rifle. It's probably one of the best known semi-automatic 22 rifles on the market. The new breakdown models are wildly popular. I hope that these Magpul stocks take off. They have several different types, but I'm a big fan of this backpacker with the Ruger Takedown. I think this is probably the best stock Magpul's ever made. I really get a kick out of using this thing. But the 1022, as with all 22s, has ammo preferences. So it may work with one flavor and it may not work with another. I've had, for example, CCI Mini Mags run out of my Rugers for years with zero hiccups. You get down into the more target loads with the lighter loaded 22s. With the semi-automatic, you'll start to encounter malfunctions. Now, subsonic ammunition like we have here this afternoon, we have some Winchester subsonic that I picked up at a local gun shop, and then I have some Prime subsonic. We're going to try both of these through this little rifle right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. And this is how quick it goes together, just like that. Go ahead and drop the bolt. Now in my right pocket, I believe I have the Prime subsonic ammunition. You can tell, yep, that's definitely the Prime. They oil their rounds, and so they're lubricated, which should aid in feeding, but you can also smell it. That's why I smelled the rounds. All right, now let's go ahead and charge the little rifle. Now this is with subsonics. The barrel on this rifle is only about that long, and the rest of it's just one big monocore baffle, and I'll show you guys that here shortly. But let's see how well the Prime subsonics work out of the Ruger here. Now I'm not going to shoot the steel plates, I'm just going to shoot into the woods so you guys can get the full effect of just how insanely quiet this is. So it didn't quite cycle it. I felt it, but guys, that was, to my non-decimal meter ear, that was like 115 decibels. That was so quiet. All right, so it didn't quite have enough oomph to cycle the action. Let's try it again. I'm gonna shoot steel. All right, so just enough energy to cycle that bolt on the full magazine, which is probably what caused that first malfunction. You know, when a magazine's completely full, you have full spring pressure pushing up against the bottom of the bolt, creates a little bit more friction, which can cause those early malfunctions. So after I got that first round out of there and cleared that malfunction, the gun seemed to run fine with that subsonic. And you're gonna find that with subsonic ammo. So that was the Prime. Now let's try the Winchester. Guys, the gun's action, this right here, is louder than the gunshot. The bullet hitting the dirt downrange at about 25 yards is louder than the gunshot. It is insanely quiet. Now, if you're out backpacking and you're looking for small game, rabbit, squirrel, whatever, you're kind of doing the survival thing for the weekend, this, in my opinion, would be a top choice for a rifle that you'd want to carry with you. Now, when I go backpacking with my sons, maybe next summer, I definitely will have this rifle with me. Okay, this is the Winchester subsonic stuff. And let's see how well it runs in the gun. So it has just a little bit more recoil, so I can definitely tell the rounds are loaded a little bit hotter. Now I'm going to shoot steel. All right, those are definitely hotter. Now here's one thing that I've noticed about the Prime ammo. It uses a 40 grain bullet, and it's subsonic. Their supersonic loads use a 40 grain bullet. So to get the velocity down, that only leaves one option, less gunpowder. So that might be the reason why semi-automatic rifles and pistols will have a little bit harder time cycling it than other subsonic ammo, like the Aguila uses a 60 grain bullet. This one is a, let's see what the Winchesters are, a 42 grain bullet. It's only 2 grains heavier, but I think it's loaded just a little bit more hotly. To my ear, it sounded maybe a little bit louder, but we can only hear a 2 or 3 dB, or dB for decibel. We can only hear about a 2 or 3 dB difference, and it's probably not that much. But yeah, that is stupid quiet. Now, if you want 100% reliability, use supersonics. I'm gonna go load up the magazines with some supersonics. They may actually have a few in here. I'm not sure. Let's try these. These may be supers. You'll hear a crack down range if these are supers. If you want supersonics, or if you use supersonics, you're going to get 100% reliability out of the gun, typically. And still hearing safe, you're just going to hear that sonic boom down range. but it's still very quiet. This may be some of the supers I had loaded. Let's see. Now you can hear that pop down range. These are definitely supersonics. Almost got that plate to move. So the supers, you can hear that pop down range, but back here at the shooter's ear, still very, very quiet. Now, if I was going to take this rifle out into the woods, I wouldn't carry it with subsonics because I'd be worried about reliability. If I'm using this to get game, I would want, you know, the velocity, and I'd want 100% function. Maybe I have one more. I really love this stock, guys. This is just insanely cool that you just reach into the stock and grab another 10-round magazine. Let's see if these are supers as well. Yep, they're supersonics. Hear that pop down range? Yeah, definitely supersonics, but 100% function. So if you're going to go into the field, definitely use those super loads. All right, I'm out of magazines. Let's go back to the bench and tear this little Gemtech Mist down and take a look inside of it. If you're interested in buying a Mist barrel for your Ruger 1022, I highly recommend you swing by Silencer Shop, and that's where you can find these online for sale, so you can pick it up at your local FFL SOT. So, all right, let's head back and take a look at the Gemtech Mist on the inside. Now it's time to take a look inside the suppressor. First, I'm going to make the weapon safe. I have no magazine in the rifle. I'm going to pull the bolt back and lock to the rear, inspect the chamber, and hitting that little button locks it to the rear. I'm going to go ahead and disassemble the gun. Push the button, rotate, separate the two assemblies. Now, this is kind of cool. This is a separate part sold separately from the X22, but this sight mount system is also sold by Magpul for the X22 stock. This plunger and spring and locking detent are actual Ruger products. You'll take those out of the existing block of your takedown rifle, but the block itself that bolts to the barrel is a Magpul product, which acts as a base for this red dot sight system. I really like how this works. Your other option is to use the Weaver rail that the gun ships with by using these drilled and tapped holes, or you can pick up a Midwest Industries 1913 rail system for your Ruger 1022 rifle and put that up there, which would probably be your best choice. I'm not a big fan of the Weaver rails. All right, so now let's take a look at the suppressor. To take the suppressor apart, it's really simple. Unscrew it. Now, I don't recommend cleaning center fire cans, pistols and rifles. There's just really no reason to. You're more likely to do damage to the silencer than you are creating any benefits from cleaning it. It's not like they get louder as they get dirtier. 22s, on the other hand, is a very dirty cartridge, and typically you're shooting lead bullets and you will get deposits building up in the silencer, so it's not a bad idea to clean your 22s. They're just dirtier rounds. Now, if you take a look at this monocore baffle system, you can actually see the carbon building up in there. We have several hundred rounds through it, but you can see that carbon's pretty thick. Now, you do want to be careful when you're cleaning this. Don't use steel brushes or any harsh solvents. Just use something like an M16 cleaning brush that's nylon based, and use some Hoppe's No. 9. You don't got to get this thing shiny again. Just clean off the carbon deposits, okay guys? Just use common sense when you're cleaning it. Now, it has a 9-inch barrel. The barrel actually ends right here. Here's the breech end. But you're going to say, is it a separate taxed item? Because when you put this onto the rifle, is the barrel not 16 inches? Well, the monocore baffle system is pinned and welded to the 9-inch barrel. So you have 16 inches overall length here. So you're not creating an SBR by putting this onto your rifle. So clean it up, put it back together, take your aluminum sleeve, which is super lightweight, just slide it over, and screw it back down. And once again, we're, overall length of 16 inches on the barrel. Now, because that barrel is 9 inches in length, the supersonic rounds are going to achieve over 1,000 feet per second because the barrel's long enough to do that. If you see me shoot my Ruger 2245, it has something like a 3-inch barrel, and I can get away with shooting supersonic rounds through that typically, and they still wind up being subsonic because it doesn't have enough barrel length to allow the bullet to get to supersonic speeds. But this barrel is long enough where if you want super quiet, you will need to use subsonic loads. But for me in the field, I'm going to go ahead and use supersonic. Put the rifle back together, twist, and you're ready to go. I have some supersonic loads in here, as a matter of fact. I just love shooting this gun, guys. This is just a really, really cool backpack gun. And I'm going to teach my kids to shoot this gun. I plan on having it around for a while. This is just one neat little rifle. It's insanely accurate. Once you get it dialed in, these little red dot sights by Primary Arms are a great value, guys. People always ask me what's an affordable red dot sight. I highly recommend the Primary Arms red dot sights. I believe in them so much that we actually sell them at Copper. We don't sell stuff we don't stand behind. And we actually sell these little sights. I gotta do one more, even though I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes. It's one of those days where the mosquitoes are out. Again, some more supersonic loads. I'll do some into the woods so you can kind of get an idea of how loud they are. And I'm going to go back to shooting steel plates. So you can hear that bullet crack down range. Now I'm going to go back to steel plates. I wanted to hit it fast enough where I could actually swing it around. These little 22s don't have enough energy to move those steel plates on that challenge plate rack. Anyway, so guys, that's what the Mist 22 suppressor looks like when you break it down. And again, I do recommend you clean it at regular intervals. So I really think I have this little rifle sighted in, but I haven't really done it off a bench yet. I'm just kind of shooting at steel and trying to shoot at lag bolts. And so I think I got it pretty dialed in. The true test is I'm going to try to split this IV8888 playing card here. It is the Joker, I believe. And I just have it taped up to my little challenge target. And I'm going to walk back to about 15 yards and see if I can even see the playing card. When I set this up, I literally can't see the playing card. With that background, it just disappears. So if I'm actually able to split this, it'll be a miracle, and then 22 Plinkster will have to buy me dinner. All right, here we go. All right, 15 yards. No, I don't have eye protection on. Wow, I don't know how Plinkster does this stuff, guys. That is so impossible to see. Oh! I think that's as close as I'm going to get. Let's go see what happened. I'm going to have to take that one, guys. Not only do you have to split the playing card, which is literally as thick as a piece of paper, but you have to get perfectly lined up with it, which with these old eyes of mine, it's hard to do because you have to shoot it exactly straight on. If you don't, the bullet will only cut part of the card. So anyway, took me a few tries. I was even trying to be a little bit cockeyed because the card's hanging off to the side. But anyway, that was fun. I'm not nearly as good as 22 Plinkster, and yes, I said that, but then again, I'm not a trick shooter, and I don't have people like calling me every day wanting autographs and being flown all over the world and having my picture taken in vats of CCI ammunition. Whatever. He sucks. First of all, before all those hate messages down below start flowing, I want you guys to know that 22 Plinkster and I are very close friends. I consider him one of my best friends. So I just give him a hard time. What I want to do, guys, now is take that card that I split, and I want to give it away to one of our patrons. Guys, if you want to support us here at the Military Arms Channel, the best possible way is to become a patron subscriber. YouTube has absolutely killed our monetization. We make no money on YouTube anymore, so our patrons keep the channel growing and moving forward so we can make more content and hopefully better content. So what I want to do now is sign this playing card that we hit. Can't say I totally split it, that I hit with a 22 rifle, and then I will randomly give it away to one of our patrons. We do a lot of other giveaways. We give away $100 worth of ammunition every month, thanks to Freedom Munitions. We do behind the scenes stuff, all sorts of cool benefits, including unique blog posts that won't appear anywhere else that you're going to get on our patron page. I'll put a link down below for our patron sign up. So here we go, guys. I'm going to sign this card here really quick. My Sharpie's getting a little bit weak, but you can see it. We're back at the 75, 80 yard line, and we're going to do a little bit of shooting on the IPSC kill zone target that is from Challenge Targets. And let's see if I can hit that from here. Yeah, I thought it was empty. Oh, nope. Actually, guys, we had a malfunction. Felt kind of a weird recoil. This is some of the supersonic ammo. Got one more round, I think. Oh, and I missed it, but I think I damaged the round. The round was kind of crimped in there. But anyway, luckily I have more ammunition in the stock here. 3 more magazines. But there's one thing I failed to show you guys earlier. There is another compartment here on the X22, and it takes a little bit of work because it's O-ring sealed, but you have a little release tab right here. You push on that and pull hard, and it will eventually release, and you have a watertight compartment for, say, matches, batteries, more ammo. It's pretty spacious, runs pretty deep. I can't even feel the end of it with my long index finger. So you have that extra little storage compartment there, kind of going in line with the whole survival theme of this stock system for the Ruger 1022. All right, guys, we're going to finish things up this afternoon and get out of here. I've had a lot of fun shooting the Mist suppressor, which just got in finally. It finally transferred in. You can pick those up from Silencer Shop. And this Ruger, of course, speaks for itself. Who doesn't know what a Ruger 1022 is? The new takedown version is something that I have come to really like. This is my second takedown rifle. I love the fact that you can break it down that easily with the X22 backpacker stock. Now I have the ability to make a truly small package, and for me, this is probably one of my favorite little run around the woods guns, and it's also going to make a very good training rifle for my 3 boys. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask those questions down below. I do try to stick around, guys, for the first couple of days after I post a video to answer the questions that you guys may have. Many times I leave things out in the video, I forget to say or do something, and many times you correct some of my mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm just a trigger puller, not a trigger designer. I just like to bring you guys out to the range and have a good time with me. Of course, please swing by and check out our Patreon page. I talked about that earlier in the video. If you'd like to support us here at the Military Arms channel, that is the best possible way. Plus, it's a buyer's club. We give away a lot of cool stuff through the Patreon page using Copper Custom. Guys, please join the NRA. I know that I've been a staunch critic of them in the past. They're under new leadership, and with Pete Brownell, he's trying to steer that big ship to go on the offense, and we're going to try to capitalize on the next 4 years to be able to undo some of these gun laws that we currently live under. And the best way to do that, and our best chance of doing that, is using the largest lobby group out there, the NRA, and get them fighting for us. So again, please join the NRA. Yes, I do receive money from the NRA if you follow the link down below. Every single cent that the NRA sends to me, I send to Hero Hunt, which is a 503 nonprofit organization that helps wounded warriors and helps first responders that are wounded in line of duty, police, fire, EMT. So it's a very worthy cause. I do not profit from working with the NRA. They don't pay me to say I like the NRA, and I don't take a single cent from them from doing their memberships. If you use that to become a new member or to renew membership, all that money goes to a very good cause. Please share that link. Again, because everybody that uses it, that money goes to a very good cause. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all those years of support. Please do swing by and check out Copper Custom. It's our online store, coppercustom.com. I think that's everything. Now it's time to get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you soon.